Wow, what a week in AI. I mean, you've got Elon Musk basically tearing down his own company just to rebuild it from scratch. Then, get this, a pet owner with zero medical background designs a cancer vaccine for his dog, and it works. And maybe the most surprising thing, it turns out most people are more worried about AI messing up than they are about it taking their jobs. We are going to break all of that down and more in this week's AI Roundup. All right, so to make sense of all this craziness, we've broken it down into 4 parts. First up, we're diving into the big boardroom battles, the power plays and corporate drama. Then, we'll get into all the new tech that just dropped, and it is a lot. After that, we're going to see how this stuff is actually making a difference in the real world. And finally, we'll look at what all of us really think about AI.
Okay, let's kick things off with all the human drama. And we're starting right at the top, in the boardroom, because Elon Musk's AI company, xAI, is going through a massive overhaul.
I mean, you heard it from the man himself. Elon Musk came right out and said his own company was not built right. And believe me, those are not just words. That single quote is pretty much the reason he's shaking the whole place up as we speak.
And when we say shake up, we mean it. This is not some minor shuffle. It's pretty much a total house cleaning of the original team. We're talking 9 of the 11 co-founders are now gone. So Musk is bringing in some heavy hitters from the AI code editor, Cursor. And the goal? It's crystal clear. Fix Grok's coding problems, make it competitive with the big boys, and do all of this while maybe, just maybe, getting ready for an IPO.
And, it's not just xAI making these big chess moves. Microsoft is also redrawing its own map. They're merging all their different Copilot teams into one. And why are they doing this? Well, it frees up their new AI chief, Mustafa Suleyman, to go all in on their really ambitious 5-year plan to build superintelligence right there at Microsoft. Meanwhile, over at OpenAI, they are definitely feeling the pressure from their rival, Anthropic. I mean, the head of OpenAI's applications literally called Anthropic's success with big business customers a wake-up call. So what do you do when you get a wake-up call? Well, they're hitting the panic button, scrapping all these distracting side projects and calling a code red to try and win back those all-important business clients.
And all of this leads to some serious corporate drama. The partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI, which was already kind of complicated, is really being put to the test. So here's the deal. OpenAI apparently just signed a massive new cloud deal with Amazon. Yeah, Microsoft's biggest rival. As you can imagine, Microsoft is not happy and is now reportedly thinking about suing, saying, hey, that breaks our contract. All developer access is supposed to go through our Azure cloud.
So, while all that drama was unfolding in the boardrooms, the tech itself, it just kept coming. I mean, the pace of actual innovation did not slow down at all. It was like drinking from a fire hose of new AI this week. Just look at Nvidia's GTC conference. It was a perfect example. They just dropped a whole new suite of tools, and their goal is pretty obvious. They want to own the entire foundation of AI. We're talking everything from brand new chips to open source toolkits for building AI agents. They're basically saying, hey, whether you're making video games or discovering new medicines, you're going to build it on our stuff. All right, now for a totally different strategy. Let's look at the French AI company Mistral. They just launched something called Forge, and what it does is pretty cool. They're basically giving companies access to their own secret sauce. It lets businesses build their own custom AI models using Mistral's powerful tech, but, and this is the key, on their own private data. For industries like defense or finance, where privacy is everything, this is a real game changer. Of course, the race to build better and cheaper AI coding assistants got even hotter this week. We saw some really interesting new models from companies called Minimax and Cursor. And what's so wild about them is that they're getting really close to the performance of the big-name models from OpenAI and Anthropic, but they're doing it for just a fraction of the cost. Yeah, check this out. The new model from Minimax got a 30% boost in accuracy by running what they call autonomous improvement loops. So what on earth does that mean? Well, it means the AI literally helped build itself. It looked at its own mistakes, figured out how to fix them, and then rewrote its own code to get smarter. I mean, that is a massive step towards AI that can evolve on its own. And the flood of new stuff just kept coming. Google completely revamped its design tool, Stitch. Now you can basically just talk to it, describe the vibe you're going for, and it'll spit out a prototype for an app. And of course, Microsoft couldn't be left out. They dropped MAI Image 2, which is their best text-to-image model by far, and it's already shooting up the leaderboards.
Okay, so boardroom drama and new tech, that's all fascinating. But what does it actually mean for us? What does it do? Let's get into 3 incredible stories from this week where AI jumped out of the lab and into the real world.
Okay, you have to hear this one. It's just an incredible story. There's a pet owner in Sydney, right? No biology background at all. He finds out his rescue dog, Rosie, has terminal cancer. So what does he do? He gets on his computer, uses a bunch of publicly available AIs like ChatGPT and AlphaFold to analyze her tumor data, and he designs a custom mRNA cancer vaccine for her. He got a local university lab to help make it, and after just one shot, one of her tumors shrank by 50%. I mean, just wow.
Then you've got this story, which is just wild. There's this Japanese metal band called Neon Oni. They got super popular on Spotify, racking up over 80,000 listeners a month. The twist? The band was completely generated by AI. And it gets better. They got so popular that the creator actually hired real musicians in Tokyo to perform the AI's music live. So in a world where everyone's worried about AI taking jobs, this is a case where it literally created them.
And last but not least, an AI agent company called Manus just brought its AI out of the cloud and put it right onto your desktop. Their new app, called My Computer, can just run on its own. It can organize your photos, rename all your messy files, and even build you simple little apps all right there on your machine. This is all part of this huge race to see who will become the main AI brain for your PC.
So you've got these boardroom brawls, you've got AI designing cancer vaccines. With all this wild stuff happening, you have to wonder, what do regular people think about it all? Well, a huge new study from Anthropic just gave us the clearest look we've ever had.
And they did this in a really unique way. Anthropic actually used its own AI, Claude, to act as the interviewer. It had deep, one-on-one conversations with 81,000 people, all across 159 countries. This makes it, by far, the biggest study of its kind ever done on how people feel about AI.
So, what do they find out? Well, the study looked at what people hoped for versus what they feared. And the number one hope, the biggest thing people are excited about, is using AI to get better at their jobs, professional excellence. But here's the shocker. The number one fear wasn't AI is going to take my job. Nope, it was something way simpler. People are most afraid that the AI will just get things wrong, that it'll make mistakes. The study also found this really fascinating split depending on where you live. It turns out people in places like India and South America are way more optimistic and excited about AI. Meanwhile, folks in the US, Europe, and Japan, much more on the fence or even a bit skeptical.
So there you have it. That was the week in AI. You've got corporations in chaos, technology moving at lightning speed, and a public that's both hopeful and worried. It's all happening at once, and it leaves us with this one massive question to chew on. With everything moving this fast, who actually gets to decide where all this is heading? Thanks for joining this explainer.